The current course of direction within Dragon Ball Super has took an unexpected twist, as we now have Zamasu, who is in cahoots with Black Goku, as they set their sights on destroying our heroes in the future. But the question is, where do we go from here? With the introduction of Super Saiyan Rose, the transformation has proven to be formidable even against the Super Saiyan Blue, so what kind of possible scenarios are we looking to get into as we further the course of the Black Arc direction? And with that being said, today we're going to be looking at 3 of the highest possible scenarios that could play off within this future Trunks story arc. The first possible scenario having to involve fusion. Now, if there was ever a chance for Goku and Vegeta to work as a collective unit to take down not 1, but 2 very formidable enemies, this would be the perfect time to do so. Technically speaking, the last time we saw a fusion between Goku and Vegeta was carried out in Dragon Ball Z, as they formulated and created Vegito to take on Majin Buu Gohan Absorbed, or Buuhan, who was said to be extremely powerful during that time. And of course, with their backs against the wall, they resorted to using fusion in order to stop the seemingly powerful monster. And now more than ever, with Vegeta being stabbed by Super Saiyan Rose, with Trunks not being able to reach the caliber and power of Super Saiyan Blue, what can our heroes possibly do not only to battle 1 enemy off, but 2 as a collective unit? Now, chances are that Vegeta probably can't stand up and perform the Memories fusion, because the fusion dance does require 2 people to be evenly matched in power. And of course, with that being said, Vegeta had been stabbed, so I'm pretty sure that his power right now is significantly lower than Goku's. So the only plausible option for us to have somewhat of a fusion is for Vegito to return. Now, keep in mind, some people will argue and say that Gogeta is non-canon. If now more than ever, this would have been the perfect time to introduce Gogeta, given the fact that number 1, he would also have a time limit, so in a way that would kind of make him fight a little serious, considering the fact that he's only running on a certain amount of time. But needless to say, if we're only counting 1 canonized fusion, Vegito would be the perfect candidate to be introduced once again. Can you imagine that visually? The powers of Goku and Vegeta having to be combined after years of not fusing, thus creating Vegito, only this time he himself also inherits the powers of a Super Saiyan God. So that would be absolutely incredible, considering the fact that Super Saiyan Rose is very formidable when it comes to combat. Even Black himself had said that he will go far up and beyond, and that he had reached a power that no living mortal can actually obtain. So what a formidable challenge that would be against Vegito if he in fact was Super Saiyan Blue colliding against a full-powered Super Saiyan Rose Black Goku. So that's one possible way of looking at things. Now, people might be wondering, well, how are they going to separate? Keep in mind, the Supreme Kai and Kambito are also defused, and if you guys go back and remember, they were at one point fused. So of course, with that being said, there is a way to defuse the Potara fusion. So maybe at some given point, perhaps Whis, perhaps even Zeno, someone does have the ability to separate our heroes. Of course, with that being said, Vegito having to be introduced would be collectively high in power, way higher than his previous version in Dragon Ball Z. So this would prove to be a great challenge, because Vegito would not only be fighting off 1 person, but possibly 2. That's if, of course, Zamasu and Goku don't fuse themselves. Keep in mind, they both have 1 earring strapped on the exact same ear, that being on the left side. So who's to say that one of them doesn't put the other earring on the right side, therefore fusing themselves? Keep in mind that this is only a theory, a speculation-based video. This may or may not happen in the future, depending on how you look at things. But of course, if there was ever a time to introduce a higher power between our heroes, given the circumstance that even if they tried to fight off this enemy by themselves and failed, they have no other option but to use fusion. Now, of course, with that being said, the second theory here is something that each and every single one of us have wanted to see ever since the Battle of Gods movie / Battle of Gods arc, and that's having the Hakaioshin, Lord Beerus, the God of Destruction himself, jump in and having a one-on-one crack at Black Goku while in his Super Saiyan Rose form. It's a given known fact that Beerus has wanted to fight ever since the God of Destruction tournament. He's been having an itch to fight. We haven't really seen him fight ever since he fought in the costume, that being disguised as Monaka against Goku. But even with that being said, Beerus's power was heavily suppressed during that time. So if now more than ever, this gives Beerus, the God of Destruction, an opportunity to not only combat someone who looks like Goku, someone who's been training on his planet and collectively enough annoying him the entire time, this gives Beerus a chance to not only put him down for the count, but also test his powers out against this newly found Super Saiyan Rose ability. Now, keep in mind, the God of Destruction has never truly been tested aside from fighting the attendees. We do have an understanding that both Beerus and Champa are surpassed in power when it comes to Whis and Varus. But of course, with that being said, both Hakaioshins could have a role in potentially fighting this Black Goku character, especially Beerus now more than ever, because this gives him a huge opportunity not only to shut everyone up and prove himself as God of Destruction, but also level everything and keep everything in balance, as he also confronts the Kaioshin, soon to be Kaioshin, as he wanted to destroy before, as seen in Dragon Ball Super's episode 51, 52, and 53, when Beerus suggested to Whis and Goku that he ought to have destroyed Zamasu before he had bad intentions. So ultimately enough, Beerus was right about Zamasu. Zamasu has completely changed his ways, and of course, with that being said, this gives Beerus a chance not only to fight off Zamasu, but also fight off Black Goku as well. Considering the fact that Zamasu wants to be hailed as somewhat of an immortal, Beerus can put that title to the test. And even so, how many people have wanted to see Beerus fight from the get-go, but never had the opportunity to do so? Thus far, Beerus has been a background character, just observing the actions of Goku, Vegeta, and everything else around him while keeping away from the battle. And I think if there was ever a time for Beerus to finally step in and not kind of help Goku out, but kind of test himself, because again, Beerus is more or less neutral throughout the whole situation. He's not really a foe, nor is he an ally. He's just pretty much there. I think by him testing his own abilities, having to fight Black Goku as a Super Saiyan Rose, even combating the likes of Zamasu, would be a great feature, especially for someone like Beerus, because going into the Omni tournament, I'm pretty sure that Beerus and the other Gods of Destructions will not have a showcase in fighting. So I think if there was ever an opportunity for Beerus to have one more crack at somebody, this would be it. And finally, the third theory here, the one that's been talked about quite the most, is the Omni King. Now, the Omni King showing up would prove to be perilous for both Zamasu and Black Goku, because given the circumstance, the Omni King is supposed to be the most powerful of all. I think that at this given point, the Omni King would totally just discombobulate both Zamasu and Black Goku, so they wouldn't really have a chance on stopping him. But more or less, what if the Omni King does show up and he does observe as to what's going on? I do think the Omni King will have a role here, and if not having him involved in the fight, why not have his guards, or perhaps even some other form of entities, probably the Daishinkan, get involved as well? I mean, the possibilities right now are endless, but even so, considering the fact that Zeno surrounds himself with the 5 of the most elite fighters in the entire multiverse, having one of them at least show up just to aid Zeno here would be kind of awesome, because again, who's to really say that we're ever going to get to see these fighters showcase their battle skills? Thus, I believe, at least if there was ever a time for any of, Zeno's assistants or servants or attendees to get involved alongside Zeno himself, this would be it, because again, keep in mind, you're not just combating one enemy, you're combating 2 enemies, and the possibility is there for someone like Zamasu or even Black to clip the earring on the other side of their ear, thus fusing both Zamasu and Black Goku. Is it possible? Yes, and considering the fact that Zamasu is supposed to be a Kaioshin, again, we really don't know his involvement as to what he had done in that particular time. Perhaps maybe he had labeled himself as a God of Destruction, and Zeno now is going to sort everything out. We don't really know. But even if Zeno doesn't really have an involvement with getting in the way or fighting, at least have one of his attendees do the fighting for him, perhaps maybe his guards. Again, the direction in Dragon Ball Super right now can go in any direction. We could possibly have Trunks achieve a new transformation. We can possibly even have Goku achieve a new transformation. We could possibly have, a fusion come about. We can possibly even have the Hakaiohin Beerus be involved. We don't really know. But again, what are some things that you guys would love to see? If you guys had to pick one course of direction, if you guys had to either pick fusion, having the Omni King and his guards get involved, or even having Beerus fight, which one of these theories, which one of these circumstances would you guys rather see within Dragon Ball Super? Because for me at least, I would have to either lean towards the fusion or Beerus, because Beerus has never had anyone pretty much push him as much as Goku did when he was a Super Saiyan God, and now we have a different variation of Black having a brand new transformation. So perhaps maybe this transformation could give Beerus the fight that he's been dreaming about. Maybe per se this was the prophecy of the Oracle Fish being told, because there would come about a person that would even rival the God of Destruction in strength. So could the Oracle Fish have predicted Black Goku to be that very person? We don't really know. Could fusion be a thing? Even though Vegeta is down and out, his power has been severely crippled, although he will gain a tremendous Zenkai boost. As of right now, the dude is laid out on the ground. So is it still possible for them to be equal, just enough for them to get the Metamorph fusion down? Or are they gonna somehow, someway clip on a pair of Potara earrings, thus resurrecting Vegeta? Once again, we haven't really seen him in such a long time. Comment down below, let me know your thoughts, guys. Once again, thank you all for watching. If you guys are Dragon Ball fans, don't forget to subscribe for more daily content. If you guys cannot wait for Dragon Ball Super episode 57, 58, 59, and so on, punch that like button square in the face. Pretend that the like button is Zamasu's face and he's taunting you. You just want to punch him right in the teeth, guys. Smash that like button. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Again, I am really curious to hear your overall thoughts. Thus far in the previous videos, I was reading a bunch of your comments. I think by now, a lot of you guys have made up your minds as to what you guys would like to see. Some of you guys are kind of undecided as to what's going on. Let me know down below. Thank you all for watching once again. God bless you all. Have a wonderful day, and I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Take it easy, guys, and God bless. Peace.